Peace and blessings, family. I know it's been a while. Just over here grinding, man, putting in the work with my beautiful queen. As we build for ourselves, for our people, you must first take care of yourself before you can take care of anybody else. If you can't swim and somebody's drowning, how can you help to save them? So you have to be able to take care of yourself first. All right. So we have to solve our own problems. Okay. We cannot depend on an enemy to take care of us, right? That would not be logic. To think that somebody who wants to hurt you will want to help you and to heal you. Okay. Their advantage is when you're at a disadvantage. Okay. And so with that being said, I know a lot of us, we talk about us shopping outside of our communities. A lot of us complain a lot about these things. This is something that for those who follow the ministry have heard me say before, and I will continue to say this again because this is like an ongoing dialogue, okay, in regards to this situation. And the bottom line is, yes, what we must do. We must do for self. It's a very simple answer for our problems. I believe some of us are looking for a deep answer for the solution to our problems. And the solution is very simple, is that we have to take care of ourselves. You understand? Like, how can we shop in a grocery store that don't exist? How can we go to the doctors and that doctor office doesn't exist, right? How can we go to a mechanic that's not there or a nurse that's not there? Okay. How can we support a business of our own when we haven't created that to support? It's simple logic. It's very much so simple logic. How many of us are raising up our children for them to get their degrees, learn a trade, okay, and to plant businesses in the community? Now, listen, I understand that some of us don't face reality either about these situations. Now, we're going to keep it real. That's what we do with this ministry. We don't play patty cake bakers, man. Okay. We don't sidestep our issues. First of all, we got to stop all the crime. Okay. Yes. Yes. Okay. We have to solve that issue as well. Right. And so if we scale businesses up to the point where we can employ ourselves, because the reality is a lot of people that are not entrepreneurs don't know how it works. Listen, we're entrepreneurs in real life. Okay. And you have to make enough money, okay, have enough revenue, which is money coming into the business. Okay. And after your business expenses and your personal expenses, okay, meaning bills that you have to pay, okay, after all that is said and done, okay, you have to be able to have enough left over to be able to employ other individuals. Okay, it's not as simple as some people think. You don't just open up a business tomorrow, you understand what I'm saying, and then you just ready to employ 20 or 30, 40 people. Okay, you have to scale that business up to that point. And also, it has to be a lucrative business, meaning that there has to be a lot of money, okay, coming into that business in order for you to be able to pay employees. Additionally, okay, when I say expenses, let's be very detailed, okay? For instance, we're in the e-commerce space. That means you have to replenish your stock. You have to use some of that money that's coming into the business, okay, to be able to replenish your stock. All right. Some of us, we complain a lot about our brothers and sisters' prices. And I believe that's because we don't have a business mindset. We don't understand, okay, why people charge their prices. Listen, when an entrepreneur charges a price, a wise businessman or woman, okay, includes in that price their expenses, personal and business. Okay. So when they charge a fee for a hamburger, a pair of shoes, a shirt. Okay, within that fee, okay, you must understand that the entrepreneur has to pay expenses personally and pay expenses for their business. Also, if this entrepreneur has an employee or employees, okay, employees singular, employees plural, meaning more than one, okay, that means that he or she has to pay them. Okay, so now you're talking about their personal expense, which the employee is still a business expense. Okay, and they have to pay them. Okay, so they can take care of their family too. You understand? So sometimes when we're paying this fee, we're not understanding that when you pay this fee, okay, you are not just exchanging currency for goods and a service. Is deeper than that. Okay. When you're doing this, you are actually helping the entrepreneur do all of the above that I aforementioned. Now, and for those who need for me to jog your memory, I will, and I'm not saying this sarcastically. Okay. Remember, personal expenses, business expenses. Remember that the entrepreneur has to take care of his or herself. They have to take care of their business, okay, and the employees. All right. So it takes time to scale your business up to a point where you can do all of the above. Also, for those who is in this fantasy world, think you're just going to walk off of your job. Listen, let me be very clear. If you cannot, hear me clearly now, brothers and sisters, because I do this. My wife and I, we full-time entrepreneurs. We do this in real life. This house that I'm sitting in right now, we purchased it. All praises be as full-time entrepreneurs. Let me help you understand something. Let me help you. Okay, listen. If you cannot afford to pay for your personal expenses and your business expenses, do not leave your job. I'm going to say it again. If you cannot afford to pay for your personal expenses and your business expenses, do not leave off of your job. You know what's going to happen? You're going to go back to being employed again. Okay, you're going to be in a whole lot of excessive debt, okay, because you can't afford to be able to cover all those expenses. You understand? All right. So be wise. Don't get over emotional about your situation, okay, and end up making a decision out of emotion that's going to put you in a bad financial situation. All right. I just wanted to throw that in there. Now, talking about doing for ourselves, we have to be educated about how to properly start a business. And listen, there's more to it than you just registering a business, okay, with the state. Okay, it's more to it than you have in your articles of organization. Okay, it's more to it than having a business plan. Okay, all right. You have to understand what business structure that you're supposed to have. Okay, for appropriate tax purposes, this is the reason why you need to hire, okay, a tax preparer, okay, a certified tax, okay, accountant. You know, somebody who's educated in taxes. Okay, you need somebody to maintain your books and things of this nature. Okay, that's why it's more to it than getting a business name. It's more to it than registering it. Okay, also you want to get your stuff copyrighted and getting it taken care of. I want to make sure I hit all the wickets. you understand? So you want to look into these things, and I just want to add that because a lot of times we have these, we need to start business, but you start talking to people, they don't know how to do it. Okay, we need to have real discussions like this when it comes to helping our families, okay, to be able to create wealth. It's more than a notion, okay? It's more to it, than what a lot of people think. Okay, when it comes to that. All right. So again, going back to the proper business structure, you want to find out, should you have an LLC? Okay, should you have a corporation? Okay, should you have a sole proprietor? Okay, what business model, what business structure should you have? This is the reason why you need an tax preparer. Okay, a certified tax accountant. You need somebody who understand these things because they can help you to structure your business properly so you can set it up properly. Okay. So with that being said, okay, it's a lot of our people during the time when this situation arose where people were out of jobs and stuff like that. And a lot of people start getting the stimulus money and all these things like that, the PPP money and everything like that. You know, a lot of people got in trouble because they didn't know how to properly structure themselves. They just, oh, I'm gonna just get a name and just, oh, I'm a business now. And see, a lot of people got in a lot of legal trouble because they didn't know how to legally structure their business. Okay. So you have to understand that, man. You know what I'm saying? So, and this is the conversations. What I'm saying to you is a lot of people avoid. Okay. We talk about power. Okay. The only way we can have the power is having the information and the implementation of the accurate information that's going to empower us. We got to get to the knowing. Okay. We complain a lot, but I don't hear a lot of discussions about how to do what I just aforesaid. Okay, is how do we go about starting these businesses? Okay, also having business funding, understanding how to be able to get access to working capital, okay, for our businesses so we won't exhaust our personal money. You understand? So what I'm saying is that we have to have some in-depth educational conversations. We need key players at the table when we have these discussions, okay, dealing with, business attorneys that can, attorneys that can help you to structure your business so you can even get protection on your business, putting your business in a trust and having that type of protection on your business and whatnot. Okay. Even having key personnel insurance, with your staff, your key staff, if something happened to that person, they're an asset to the business, you have insurance to be able to cover the business. You understand? See, what I'm saying is that there's a lot of complaining, but there's not any information that's being passed that's beneficial. The only thing we're having is venting sessions, not transformation sessions. It's a bunch of venting, but there's no transformation. Okay. And we keep talking about, separating ourselves from the system. We got driver license, we got license plates. Come on, man. You understand? We're still here. As long as you're here in this government, you're going to have to participate, you know what I'm saying, with certain things. So let's stop playing. Okay. Also, keep in mind, your Social Security, you get taxed, right? That's why people get Social Security checks. Not to assault nobody intelligence, but some people, it blows my mind. Okay. You pay Medicaid and then people are collecting Medicaid. Okay. You pay on that, right? You get taxed for that. You know what I'm saying? So what am I saying? I'm saying take advantage of the grants that's out there. Okay. Federal grants is federally funded. You pay federal taxes, right? Okay. You understand? That's your money. When you get a tax refund, that means you've been overtaxed. Okay. That's your tax money. None of us refuse that though. But we talk so much about, we don't need to participate in this government. No, yes, we do. Because we're leaving money on the table. Okay, this government funding is coming out of your federal taxes. Do you understand? So we have to wake up. We get over emotional about these things and, we don't need no help. But listen, and we're going to have a real conversation here. I don't care how mad you get. It is what it is. Some people get mad when you talk common sense. All right. First of all, who are you asking for reparations? It's certainly not the so-called black man. But you say, we don't need help. Well, what are you asking for money for then? What are you asking for money? What do you call reparations? You understand? And when we're asking for reparations, we're asking for funding so that we can take care of what? Our who? Selves. Correct? Where do you think reparations coming from? Your tax money. Oh, man. Where do you think reparations coming from? I'm going to ask you again. Your tax money. Yeah. Yeah, your federal tax money. That's going to be government funded. That's coming from the government side, just like the stimulus and all that. Okay, that was government funded. That money came from, okay, the government, the federal side. Do you understand? So this is why we need to be educated and understand these things, you know what I'm saying, and stop refusing help because it's not making sense for us to refuse the help, yet we're talking about reparations so we can get help, so we can help ourselves. It makes no sense. Okay? We have to be more logical about our approach to things. All right? We got to understand credit. We got to understand business credit. Okay? We got to understand the personal side of credit. Okay? How many of you know that you can put, if you got good credit, okay, you don't got bad credit, you pay your payments on time. How many of you know that you can put your child on that credit card and start building credit for that child at a particular age? Get with your bank to find out. You can put them on there as an authorized user and start building up their credit. See, these are the conversations we need to be having instead of complaining all day. We need to have the, mortgage brokers in the room. Okay? We need to have our bankers in the room. You understand? We need to have our credit repair specialists in the room. We need to have our life insurance advisors in the room. We need to have our financial advisors in the room. Yeah. We need to have our historians in the room. Yes. We need our tax specialists in the room. Yes. Okay. And we need to have a nice conference to where people can walk away with some literature, okay, that they can actually put time in to read and to implement that information that's going to bring about transformation in families. Did you know that you can put life insurance on your newborn child? We want to talk about creating wealth, right? Cash value life insurance is a way for you to be able to do that, to be able to create wealth in the family. You put a cash value policy on your child when they're a newborn. By the time they turn 18, depending on how you fund it, okay, they'll have tax-free money for them to go to college. These are the conversations we need to have instead of complaining all day. Because since when do complaining transform anything? So if we want to change our situation, then we need to find out how we do that. And then once we find out how we do that, then we implement the strategies to do that. So that way our lives can transform. Okay? So again, we need to start having more empowering dialogues. Instead of having venting sessions, we need to start having empowering sessions. And the information that's going to bring about positive transformation within our families, which the family make up the village and the village make up the nation. Okay, thank you so much for tuning in. Okay, hopefully this information has blessed you. Please make sure that you tag somebody who you feel like, can benefit from this content. Okay, because this ministry is solution-based. Okay, we don't sit on here and complain all day. Okay, we come with solutions to our problems to be able to bring about transformation. And also we need to get the psychologists in there too. Before I close, I want to make sure, because a lot of us have mental issues. That's why we have social problems. Okay, because the mind is not well. Okay, and if the mind is not well, we live the way we think, then we can't live well. So we have to get the mind well. A lot of us are dealing with trauma that is beyond racism. I'm going to say it again. A lot of us are dealing with trauma that's beyond racism. Some of us have been molested. Some of us have been raped. Okay. Some of us have been verbally abused, physically abused, men included. Yes. It's time to get to the root of the problem. Okay. Because our problems are much bigger than racism. So how can we all get along? We must first have the mind to be in the right place. Then we can set things in the right place. Once we get our mind in the right place, okay? All right. There again, thank you so much for tuning in. Love you all. Peace and love. Have a blessed rest of your day and week. So long, Instagram. So long, YouTube.